Hello everyone, welcome back to 30 videos over 30 days. I'm Stephen Finney, the CEO, and I'm pleased to be joined again with Pete Ashton. But for those of you who have not met Pete, over to you to introduce yourself.
Thank you, Stephen. I'm Pete Ashton, and I'm the Elite Energy Product Owner for Upstream Production Management. And I'd like to talk to you today about Liquid Product Offtake Management.
Pete, why is it important to manage the offtake in the same system as production and inventory?
That's a good question, Stephen. But not only is it important to manage offtake in the same system as production and inventory, but also forecasting, because you need the inventory and the production to forecast the stock levels and therefore when you need to do a lifting, and you'll need the production and the partner share of each production to forecast who will be the most entitled lifter when it comes to do that lifting. You need to have all that data in the same system so that you don't waste time copying and pasting or waste time doing manual entry, and two, that you don't run the risk of the systems getting out of sync and therefore doing your offtake scheduling based on a forecast that is no longer the latest version.
Pete, what are the key features of an offtake system?
I think the three real main key features are: the system needs to be flexible enough that you can configure it to be compliant with the lifting agreements. For instance, a lifting agreement might the specific data and may specify what the notional cargo volume should be and even what the maximum threshold value should be. The second thing, obviously, is it needs to be able to forecast stock so that you can forecast when a lifting needs to take place. And thirdly, it needs to be able to predict who the most entitled lifter will be when it comes to do that lifting.
Pete, tell us a little bit more about the Elite Offtake solution.
Liquid Product Offtake Management System. So I'm just going to focus on two key. One is that the application sits on top of the same database as our production, inventory and forecast. So we can always be confident that the offtake schedule is using the latest approved data. The second key thing is the flexibility of the system. So we can configure it for local legislation. So for instance, when calculating the partner production entitlement, we can either deduct royalty if the state is taking it as volumes and then assign those volumes to the state for them to lift, or we don't have to and the state may take it as cash. We can also group each of the partners into different lifting pools, and we can carry out the calculations at the appropriate level of granularity, for instance at field license level or at a simple production system level, to make the system flexible but also perform well. The other part of the flexibility is the graphical display, in that we use Power BI, so you can see your traditional sawtooth diagram, but you can also represent that as a calendar that shows the dates of the liftings. So Power BI brings a great flexibility to the system. So that's just two key things about our solution without going into too much detail.
Thank you, Pete. And thank you everyone for watching. And if anyone has any comments or questions, put them in the panel below, and we'll see you again soon. Have a great day, everyone.